Hey guys, I'm ZombieWarsSMT here, and welcome back again to another Five Nights at Freddy's 4 theory/speculation video. And today, I'm joined here with
the Iron Mango.
And today, we're actually going to be going over a pretty cool theory about actually the brother and the crying child that you guys are all familiar with, that you play as in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. So you want to go a little more into detail with that, Iron Mango?
Yes. So essentially, guys, we've been doing a lot of research, a lot of looking at the actual minigame room and the room that you actually play as in the different nights. And we actually don't believe that they are the same house. We don't believe they're the same room. If you guys do look very closely in the night, or in the room that you actually play as in the nights, there's actually two doors, a door on the left and a door on the right. And then in the mini games, there's only one door above, and there's also no closet in the room in the mini games. There's a fredbear like plush toy, whatever it is, on your bed. In the actual game, it's a Freddy plush toy on your bed. So we don't think that it's actually the same room. You want to go a little more detail into that, Zombie?
Yeah, like we went over the rooms and such, and we noticed that there are obviously differences in the design and how they are, especially like you just said, when you look at the mini games and the actual game, the rooms are literally completely different. Like you said, the plushies, for instance, the fact that Foxy has a head.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a difference. Even in the end, Foxy still didn't have a head, so you know, it's kind of granted that that's a reason right there that we personally believe that the rooms are different, for one, obviously, other than the simple design of it. But yeah, also a weird thing we did notice is that there's Easter eggs that actually could appear by the bedside, which you could question, but why does this appear in the other room that we believe isn't the same room that we play as the crying child's room in the minigame? For instance, the Easter eggs can range from the pills, the IV bag, and flowers. So you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so essentially the IV bag and the flowers would make sense if the player is actually in a coma after the bite of 87, bite of 83. We're not sure exactly what it is. We're not going to go into detail about that, though. That's for another video, guys. You can watch all the other videos about whether it's a bite of 87 or the bite of 83. But essentially, the IV bag and the flowers would make sense if the child that you're playing as is in a coma. But why would he have pills if he's in a coma? How is he going to be able to take pills if he's in a coma? I don't really think that really makes sense, to be honest. I think it has to be another child that you actually play as in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, or at least in the nights of Five Nights at Freddy's 4. I believe that you're actually playing as another child, maybe in another house, because the hallways actually don't look the same. The plush trap room doesn't look the same as the areas in the mini games either. So I think that you're actually playing as a completely different child than the same child that you're playing as in the mini games. I think the mini game child is a different kid. Maybe you're actually playing as an adult who's having like weird flashbacks and nightmares as a kid. I don't know about that, guys. I don't know about that. Who do you think that this character might be? Zombie Wars, who do you think this character might be that we do play as, though?
Now, me and you have obviously been looking more into this, and we personally believe that the person that you play as in Five Nights at Freddy's 4 this whole time has actually been the brother who was responsible for the death of the younger brother, aka the crying child, which is pretty interesting to think about, honestly. I mean, this whole time we think we play as a kid who died or had a coma and then had to, you know, be into the hospital. But it really, this whole time, we've been playing the person that was at fault for that, which is, again, pretty interesting. Like we said, we look back in the mini games, we look back at all the clues that we had, and the rooms don't match up exactly to what we saw in the little kid's room. Especially in the beginning, like the first time you load up the game, you see the little kid's room. And you see the crying child's room, and you see that there's plushies assorted on the ground. You see that there's a little bed on the right side. And it's a very small room with one door. But the brother has never really been revealed to have a room yet. And we know the brother lived there, obviously.
You know, we do know that there's like a left section of the house that is blocked off.
Yeah.
So you can't actually access it in the mini games. Maybe that's where your brother's room is. Maybe he has another entrance to some other hallways, other cool stuff like that. I'm not sure exactly what the brother's room would look like in the mini games, but I think that it makes perfect sense that you actually do play as the brother in the actual nights of this, or the night sequences of the game. And maybe you're just like fighting your inner conscience. Maybe you're having nightmares because you know you're actually responsible for your brother's death. Because after night 6, We do know that there's like the Easter egg where there's the flatlining of the heartbeat machine. So we do know that the kid that you play as in the mini games actually does die at the end of night 6. And we have a little bit of a theory about who that child that does die actually does become, don't we, Zombie?
Yes. Now, if we are playing as the brother, this opens up a very interesting possibility of guilt. Now, with that being guilt, there's a sign that possibly the crying child in the older brother's mind comes back to haunt the brother as Nightmare. As you guys know, Nightmare, he's a terrifying looking animatronic. He's essentially Fredbear, but taken to the next level. Like, he has a spinal cord, a brain. He's an animatronic with a brain. I mean, it's pretty creepy. Even his jump scare alone has like that Golden Freddy vibe to him, I guess you can say. But it's hard to explain Nightmare because he appeared out of nowhere in the game, and we still, like, even with this theory, we know not too much anything about Nightmare.
Yeah, we definitely, we don't know too much about Nightmare, but we do know that he only appears on the night 7 and the night 8 of the actual night sequences. So we think that maybe he only appears after the child that you play as in the mini games actually does die. So that's like the final tipping point for the brother that you actually do play as in the night sequences. Maybe that's the final tipping point. Maybe that's why you see these final hallucinations. Nightmare represents your inner guilt, your inner conscience. He represents the actual child. That's why you see a brain on it. There's even like a spinal cord on him and other cool stuff like that. But also we do believe that the Foxy, since Foxy's like the brother's favorite choice animatronic, he's in the closet. You see the Foxy plush toy in the closet, and he does wear the plush mask, or not the plush mask, the Foxy mask in the mini games. We do believe that possibly, guys, possibly your brother could be the phone guy. That's for another video, though, guys. I think it's gonna be the end of today's theory video. If you guys did enjoy, definitely be sure to slap that like and a like button and that little red button that says subscribe. Go check out ZombieWarsSMT if you guys haven't already. Any last words, Zombie?
Like we said, guys, we went over how Nightmare could have been, you know, the crying child, how this whole game could have been about guilt, which again is interesting. But like Mango just said, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you guys slap that like button. Make sure you guys go check Mango's channel out in the description down below. But yeah, we're gonna close out here, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you guys next time. Have an amazing day.
See you dudes in the next video.
Have a good one.